From the research I do before I listen to a track, this Led Zeppelin track, Celebration Day, is a little bit of an anomaly in their discography because it has a socio-economic undertone to the lyrics. And so I'm super curious to see what they're going to be talking about in this one. Now, in terms of Led Zeppelin 3, it's been a very interesting album so far because the opening track, Immigrant Song, was something that I have come to know from Led Zeppelin. Although it was certainly new in many aspects, it did sound like a track from Led Zeppelin 2. However, the next track, Friends, I really wasn't a fan of. I thought that the genres that they were taking from didn't really blend very well together. So let's see how this sound on this album continues to evolve, because I have heard Led Zeppelin 3 is an anomaly in the Led Zeppelin catalogue because it is a little bit of a love it or hate it kind of album. Some people love it and some people aren't the biggest fans of it. So let's see what this track turns out to be. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is Led Zeppelin's Celebration Day. If you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. We have an awesome community here which you can join. Maybe leave an awesome comment. The big droning noise in the background.
Her face is cracked from smiling, all the fears that she's been hiding. And it seems that pretty soon everybody's gonna know. And her voice is so from shouting, shivering when the sun losing. And she wonders if the days are few and soon they'll have to go. I'm so happy. I'm gonna join the band. Dance and sing a celebration. We're in the promised land. She isn't on the new.
Okay, one thing that has struck me about Led Zeppelin's music, having listened to so much rock music and past music now, is the sound quality of the band. Something about the way that they mix the instruments, something that I guess Page was doing. I think he was involved with the audio programming because he had so much history and experience as a studio musician. It sounds so good. They're able to get so much out of the instruments, and it becomes more and more apparent the more music that I listen to. Even music that is past this point in terms of time, they don't sound as good as Led Zeppelin sound. And sometimes the mix can make or break a track, right? I mean, you can even have a great track with great musicians doing great things, but if it's mixed poorly, produced poorly, it just sounds like shit. But let's keep this thing rolling. It's just something that struck out at me. Okay, in terms of the actual track, it seems like it's a little bit in the spirit of protest, right? I think 69 it was released, or 70. This is a very important time in like Western history because of course you had the Vietnam War starting to sour and people turning against it. And I guess it's in that same spirit that they've wrote this track. It seems like that, at least to me. It seems like it's from the perspective of a girl as well who isn't happy about what's going on. But in terms of the actual track, I'm getting the same vibes as I got from the last track in terms of like they're pulling from different sounds, and I don't know if it's mixing so well. It sounds kind of all over the place. There's a lot going on. But let's keep it rolling. Let's see where this goes.
But the price you pay to nowhere has increased $1 more.
Okay. It's interesting I brought up, I was kind of sparked to talk about sound mixing because I think that's part of the problem of the song. Now, I just said that the song has a problem. I didn't really love this track. Second track in a row or in this album that I didn't really love. There's a certain groove that Led Zeppelin songs have, a certain format which they can take to many different places, and their sounds can be so different. But I think in the first album they proved what they're kind of great at, is playing with texture and dynamics, and not a lot of that is happening in this album. Immigrant Song was just a blast, an absolute blast from start to finish, and it's only 2 minutes long. So we had the high energy segment of Led Zeppelin, but Zeppelin can create these lulls where they do these really brilliant things with the instruments and Plant's voice, and they twist and turn blues into this crazy new thing, and I don't feel like that is happening so much in this album. I was saying that there's a lot going on, and although the instruments sound rich, I mean, the mix isn't all that great. It's just so much happening at every moment of every part of the song. There's no like simmering. The guitar solo is actually really fantastic, as you'd expect from Page. But I don't think it's a bad track. I think lyrically it was quite cool. But I don't know, man. And Plant's voice is changing. You can also hear Plant's voice changing. It's gone a little bit more higher in register, which I think is quite interesting. Which doesn't tend to happen to singers. I think they go lower, right? They lose the higher register. But regardless of that, interesting track. I'll say I liked it more than the last one, Friends, but so far the sound of this album isn't quite clicking with me. I wonder if they'll be able to turn it around, or how we'll keep going, because I did hear that this album was different, and it's kind of living up to that it might be a little bit of a love it or hate it kind of album. So far it's kind of been like that for me. It's kind of falling in the, not hate it, but it's not really clicking with me. But again, we're gonna go through the whole discography, so let's see how this album continues to transition. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.